Hospital porters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to HPANWO TV and welcome to this, my reportage on the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference 2016. And before we begin, I've got to say a big thank you to somebody. This is somebody who actually paid for me to go. I wasn't originally going to go for this. I was not originally going to go to this conference because basically I couldn't afford it. And someone came forward and said that they would fund my trip to Scotland to the UFO and Paranormal Conference 2016. And in doing so, they have actually funded this production. So the only reason you're watching this film right now is because of their generosity. So I don't want to name this person, they want to remain anonymous, but I just want to say thank you very much to that person. You know who you are. Right, so we're going to head off to Scotland. This is Scotland is a country which is just perfect for a paranormal UFO conference because it's actually the most paranormal place on Earth. Per square mile, because it's quite a small place, per square mile and per head of the population, there is more UFO and paranormal activity in Scotland than any other country on Earth. And I'm going to be talking a bit more about some of those things. And even in the city of Glasgow, where we're going to go, there's a massive amount of paranormal activity, so should be very exciting. I'm looking forward to meeting up with people, in particular Alison Dunlop and Peter Robbins. These are my friends who live far over. Peter's coming over from the United States. He's going to be speaking. There's lots of other interesting speakers. Malcolm Robinson's going to be there. I'm going to meet up with some other people. Some of them I've not met yet, like Heidi Neal. I'm looking forward to meeting her because I know we're on the internet. There's Kev Baker, I also know on the internet. I'm going to be meeting him for the first time as well. So, well, there's only one thing we can do now, and that's to head off there. Hospital porters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to HPANWO TV. I'm here with Tiberius Kirk.
Hello everyone.
From the David Icke videos. And we are on our way to the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. Lovely. Little 10-second shot.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got a little clips of it.
Savings today at Motor Range.
I could always have
A59 McGill and at motorrange.co.uk. This is the
I don't know why.
want to have fun in.
Well, one thing we don't worry about with this boy is the alcohol and the drugs and all that.
Well, I'm on the road, and here we are. I'm just driving along. What motorway is this?
We're on the M6.
M6. Here's Tino. He's driving. He's a chauffeur, and he's taking us to the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference. We've got quite a drive ahead of us. We're probably going to get there about 5:30. Been going since 7 this morning, and I'm a bit knackered. But I didn't sleep too well last night because, I mean, you might have seen my film Vote Leave Part 1 and 2 while I was busy making those, which is why I didn't sleep very much. But Tino's in the car with me, and we've got Larry. This is Larry Warren. Hey Larry, you remember Larry from previous films that he's been in? He's been in a couple of my videos, and he's you're one of the speakers. Well, there's a bit of a story behind that. I'll tell you about that bit later.
He's speaking.
Yeah, Larry's going to be there. He's going to be able to. You've got to see him. He's going to be, and one way or another, you're going to be. People are going to see.
Damn right.
That's right. Yeah. We're not going to let anyone stop you.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you'll really enjoy that. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it enormously. Now, I didn't expect this, but I'm actually going to be a steward along with Tino here because we're big tough guys, you know. We've had a little bit of an issue connected with this conference. It's a long story. I won't tell you the story while we're on the road, but basically we've got a little bit of a security problem. So they need our assistance, so no one's going to get past this big ugly ex-hospital porter, I'll tell you. We've got a bit of a traffic jam here, but we're heading up north into Scotland, and I'm really looking forward to a great weekend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the Lake District. We're going through Cumbria, and it's absolutely beautiful, and the landscape is getting more mountainous as we head north. We just stopped at a service station, and Larry here is with us, and Tino, and we've just had a cup of tea and things, haven't we? And
Good cup of tea. Very nice.
Yeah, and we're now heading towards Scotland. We hope to arrive at 5:30, and the weather is really nice. The rain has passed over, and all's well and shipshape and secure.
Yeah.
That's a lovely shot, isn't it? It seems there's a lot of and this is fantastic. These are the landscape that inspired the great poets.
Wait till I get a bit higher, then you can do a big swing around.
The great poets of Alfred Lord Tennyson and William Shakespeare and all those others. Fantastic, isn't it? There is a lot of wind farms here. I haven't got one now, but I'll check it out later. So, yeah.
Fantastic thing, adding that real parallel between the anti-EU decision and his own presidential campaign. The late vote
Totally different landscape to what it was just a couple of hours ago. The motorway is going through these hills here. They're incredible. See that that ball there? In Cumbria they don't use fences. They have these dry stone walls. There's more over there between the fields. Now these dry stone walls are made without any cement at all. They're just pieces of stone, especially they get the right shaped ones, and you can put them together to make the wall. The problem is that no one is alive left who knows how to do it. It's an art. All the old folk who used to do it are now gone. And now these walls will last a long time. In fact, they can last for centuries. But when they're gone, and no one will be around to replace them. When they're gone, who knows how to do it? That's lost knowledge. That's the true price of losing knowledge. It's like the Tesla technology. It's similar to the Tesla technology, except it's not the knowledge is suppressed. It just fizzles away because people die and the young people don't replace them with the skills. It's very sad. We're getting into the north of Cumbria now. We're getting close to Carlisle, then we'll cross over the Scottish border. Over there somewhere is Hadrian's Wall, but I won't stop there and have a look because I might have a Boudica moment. And we haven't got time for Boudica moments now because we've got to get to the UFO Paranormal Conference. We're going to be crossing the border very soon. I'm recording and rolling now, so.
But also, he's like, here we go, got so big.
Yeah, look, I can see it. Here's the flag there. And that there is the flag of Scotland, which means we're about to cross the border, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go, folks.
Welcome to Scotland.
Big cheer, everyone.
Hey, we're off to bonny Scotland, to Scotland, to Scotland. We're off to bonny Scotland to see what we can see. I'll take the high road and you'll take the low road, and I'll get to Scotland before.
Malky, where's me?
Larry here.
Because I thought there'd be a road check thing here, you know, the police.
Oh well, maybe in a couple of years.
Scotland altogether.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. If your reputation precedes you any further, that's what's going to happen.
I'll tell you, that's next. Wales, so be the world.
Well, when if Scotland devolves from the UK and joins the EU, then there'll be a big marker on it, big board. Got to check your passport before you cross over. Yeah, wait.
Malky, where's your trousers?
Anyway, they're Gretna. We're at the place where anyone want to get married? Anyone? No. If Staines not here, otherwise I'd marry her, obviously.
Ask Larry about any comments about Adele.
Any comments about Adele, like Larry?
Yeah,
or is that a touchy subject?
When I hear her on the radio,
Oh.
she just warbles and
Is she a Scottish singer?
It's depressing.
Oh.
It's worse than rental.
Oh wow.
More negative and downbeat.
Oh.
That's got to be bad. That's got to be bad.
Prefer the Bachman Turner Overdrive, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, blimey, it's been a long journey, but we've crossed the border. We've still got a little way to go yet. In fact, we've got another 75 miles to go. But it's amazing how quickly the journey has gone. I started at 7 o'clock this morning. It's now 20 to 5 in the evening. I've been journeying for 10 hours almost. Been great fun. We've had absolutely fabulous time. There's been several. It's been many, yeah.
Okay.
No, we're just looking at this woods, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just having a look around, and I was just thinking about Charmaine Fraser and about her sighting of the Scott Squatch, as it's become known. As see HPANWO radio for my interview with Charmaine, a Bigfoot-like creature that lives in Scotland, and it's something I didn't really take seriously until I spoke to her actually, and she's going to be doing a speech at the conference. I'm really looking forward to that. But could there be a Bigfoot-like creature living in the wilds of Scotland? And you can actually, when you look at these thick woods, I can well believe if it was a creature that was making a specific, obviously a deliberate attempt to avoid contact with humans, they could do it. They could do it. I think it's possible. And I wonder what they make of our world. Look at those look at that wind farm there. Another bloody wind farm. They're everywhere. And back here, they kill bats, those things. And the thing about it is, of course, they're only there because Tesla technology has been suppressed. If only they declassified Tesla technology and the Dr. Judy Woods, the Hutchison effect and things like that. If only they declassified these things and the technology they got from the Roswell spacecraft, you wouldn't need things like this. In fact, you wouldn't need a petrol engine car like this one. I mean, it's amazing. You look how modern this car is, right? And it's still working using combustion technology that was invented, you know, by Henry Ford and people like that, 150 years ago, so 120 years ago. And it's like, oh, excuse me. So I'm about to go on a rant if I carry on about this. I really will. Anyway, look, there's some more of them. Bloody heck. The bats don't stand a chance. But what does the Scott Squatches make of these? I don't know. But according to Charmaine, the Scott Squatches have actually, that was not her word, Scott Squatch. I was Kev Baker who coined the phrase Scott Squatch. But they have these Bigfoot-like creatures have actually learned to adapt to the environment over the centuries, the shrinking forests and things like that. Although the forests are getting bigger now, for the first time in over 2,000 years of deforestation, the woods are actually returning to Britain, which must ease the pressure on these creatures a little bit. But I'll never ever walk around the woods again with the same feeling that I used to. Knowing, because I've always been interested in Bigfoot. Larry here has seen one.
I did.
You've seen that? Where did you see a Bigfoot, Larry?
Western New York State, July 7, 1975, when I was with my mother. And I was on the New York Thruway. It was midday. And what I saw was reddish. It was running about 30 miles an hour, then it stopped. It was about 12 feet tall, probably.
12 feet? What?
Oh, easy.
That's a big giant.
It was a monster.
Yeah.
It was massive.
Yeah.
And they exist.
They
real.
do.
And we've known it. I've known it for 40 years.
I mean, honestly, I've always believed in them. I've been interested in them, listening about reports from North America, like Larry's, reports from China and Tibet, and for the Yeti, and the Almasty in Russia, and the various other ones, the Yowie in Australia. These things live across the world, but we're living on an island of 255,000 square miles with 79 million people. It's one of the most densely populated regions on Earth. I thought to myself, could something like that actually exist here? And I thought, I listened to Paul Vella talking about it at the ASAP conference. If you remember, if you go back I did video that. I'm not going to put a link in the description box, you'll find it. But I think it is impossible for something like that to live here. And I would have said no. Paul Vella said no. But quite frankly, having listened to Charmaine Fraser and looking at these, actually seeing the scale of remote areas like Scotland, I can believe it. You've got to remember that Scotland only has about 5 million people, but it's far less densely populated because it's almost over 2/3 the size of England, but it only has about 5 million people. So there's a lot more open space in Scotland. But the Scott Squatch has actually been seen in England and in Wales, and even in Tunbridge Wells, Kent. In Kent, there are over 3,000 people per square mile. Kent is one of the most densely populated counties in the United Kingdom. And but the thing is, it's surrounded by the Downs. So I did used to think that maybe this was some kind of paranormal phenomena. But could it be a cryptid? Could it be a real flesh and blood cryptid? I can't wait to hear what Charmaine has to say about this. I'll tell you, this really is the place to go. The Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference, and we're getting closer and closer to it. And so I'll give you one more shot of a hilltop there, covered by loads and loads and loads of these wind turbines. Oh. You can see what that's a lovely view though. Even with the wind turbines, that's still a beautiful view. I hope you like that as much as I do. Oh, it's working now. Good morning. Yeah, I'm at someone's house. Can I introduce you? Yeah. Okay. This is Johnny Whistles of the Kev Baker Show. This is Johnny Whistles of the Kev Baker Show on True Frequency Radio. So you know what he looks like now. I didn't know until last night what he looks like. I know him well. I've spoken to him. I've been a guest on his show loads of times. But now I know what he looks like. And I'm staying here at his house in Glasgow. And there's a cat over there trying to. There's loads of cats around there. And I'm just having a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to head off to the venue, which is at Glasgow University, for the day's conference. I'm really looking forward to it. Really am. I think it's going to be great. If it's half as good as last year's and what people tell me, it's going to be a great conference. So, I don't know, let's just get this down me, and then head to the bus stop. So, if you care to accompany me, we'll go to the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference. Right, hello. Is this working? Yeah. I'm down at the venue, and I've got to try and find my way in. Now, I had a friend in a taxi, very nice chap, and I had a long conversation with him, as you sometimes do with taxi drivers. And this bloke knew he knew a lot about this sort of thing. Actually, he's very interested in paranormal and stuff. He hasn't done anything formal, but he has kind of looked into it a bit. I've got a map here, so I've managed to find my way around. If you ever, I think I can find anywhere on a map. I tell you, just give me a map of the place, I'll find it. And now I'm going to try and find the venue, somewhere in this university. This is Glasgow University, and it's a big university. And the University of Glasgow. Look at that. That looks like Hogwarts to me, doesn't it? It's maybe very Harry Potterish. Now the problem you often get with UFO paranormal conventions is that often venues, when you have big venues like this, is they don't often advertise them very much in the venue. That's the main library. Okay. But the reason they don't advertise them very much is they don't want to get labelled as nut jobs. This was a problem with Exapol. Kind of come up here and have a look around. If that's University Place, the venue's there. It's at University Avenue. There we are, University Art Gallery. Now this is the holidays at the moment. There's no students around. Now, as I was saying, a lot of venues don't actually like to be called, they don't like it made public they're hosting UFO and paranormal events, because they are a bit embarrassed, quite frankly. They don't want to be labelled as nut jobs, they don't want to be labelled as currying favour to nut jobs. Okay, and that was a problem with Exapol. And it's going to be a problem here, I think. So, another problem, of course, is that we've had some security issues connected to this event. Which I will tell you about. Open today. What's open today? The Fraser building's open today. It is obviously shut. Open today. Right. Is it? This ain't open today. Oh, here we are. Right. A map. Now then. Where's the UR here? There's a huge university. There's University Avenue. The venue's somewhere in this area here. So where the fuck am I? Where's the UR here? Where's the art gallery? Let's find the art gallery. So we've just gone past the art gallery. there someone I can ask? I'll ask this gentleman over here. You're late. Hello there. Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you could help us. I'm looking for a... all I know is there's a venue there. Do you know whereabouts are we? Are we in the right place?
We are... Sorry, I think we're just about 62.
No, number 62.
Do you know what venue called?
It's the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference.
Right.
No, I don't know. What road's this? Is this?
I'm not really sure. But I think it's that connected bridge.
Right, you are. Okay. Oh, thanks very much. I'm in the right area anyway.
Yes,
Thanks very much.
It's one of the university buildings.
Okay. Oh, but this area. Most of us. Okay. Thanks very much. Helpful chap. What's the name of this street? How handy. It's a huge area. Now this is called... I can hardly see that. Hellhead Street. Right, okay, I'm getting there. It's not on here. That's great. That's Gibson Street, that's... Right. That's this one here. Right. I need to find South. I'll go down South Park Avenue. Yeah, I'm in the right place. I've got to go back. Okay, I'm going to stop filming now for a bit and just see if I can... Okay, still got time, it's only 7:15, the door's open at 9:30. So, I've sort of got an idea of where I am. I'll go back to University Place, and I will, and I'll walk along, I'll walk up towards the top, and then I think that's where Alison told me I had to go. So, I'll see you later. Right, there's a group of people over here. I think I'm in this Queen Margaret Union, it's called. That sounds familiar. Now that looks hopeful. Because they said something about coming down here. I'm basically at the place where I've written venue on the map. Now, that's the problem, as I said, a lot of the facilities like big universities and that, and this is a huge university, they don't like to be branded nut jobs. So so attending these ventures, sometimes like coming to a secret Masonic meeting. You have to just ask around and eventually people will tell you where you're going. Hopefully this is the right spot. We'll soon find out. Are you? Are you not? Are you in for? Yes. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to go in now. Excuse me. In and to the right, okay. Hello. Oh, I'm in the right place. Morning. I found it. We'll just stop this and I'll just... Well, I'm here at the venue. I've managed to find it, and we've got to sit. This is an example of a very, very, what I think is going to be proved to be one of the most disreputable periods in the history of ufology.
My son is with me.
We got here. This is the entrance to the venue. This is the Margaret Union, which is the of rentals. And there's a couple of security guards on the door, and the reason they're here is to prevent this dangerous serial killer from getting in. Hey Larry, put your axe down, mate. All right, put your axe. This is the chap that they've got two big burly guys on the door to keep out, and it's just ridiculous. I'll be saying more about this. I'll tell you more about exactly what's going on and why that is later on. But basically, I'm now working as a steward, and basically I've got to play the role of big ugly ex-hospital porter, and I've got to try and keep a couple of people out of the venue who are going to try and get in.
Meaning me.
Yeah. Well, they're keeping you out. I'll never try and stop you getting in, Larry. It's the people who are the cause of this whole mess I've got to keep out. So I'll tell you more about that later, HPANWO TV viewers. In the meantime, talk soon. Okay, this here is the old venue, and this is where people are going to... What I'm going to have to do later on, we're taking it in turns, but we have to redirect people from the old venue to the new venue, because the university has banned us from using this venue for reasons I'll explain later. But it's really an awful thing that's happened, and it's funny though. It's quite funny actually, because that crowd of people I saw. Well, I filmed on the pen camera. I've got my main camera back now, but the group of people I saw, they were those group of young people. I was going to go up to them and say, "Are you here for the UFO and Paranormal Conference?" And I saw their badges, and they just had badges with their names on. And before I could even get a word out, I mean, you heard that, so you probably heard it on the pen camera. This young woman said, no, we're here for a physics conference. You're here for the UFO and Paranormal Conference. It's just in there on the right. And I like... It was just the way she said it. It's like, there's no sarcasm in her voice. It's like, there's none of that. Are you one of those nutters who believes that, are you? I'm a serious scientist, you know. I don't believe things like that. There's not a hint of a tone in her voice like that. It's almost like a kind of... There's a strange kind of camaraderie. We're both using the facilities of this building together, so we're sort of both on the same page here. Oh. Anyway, this is the venue. There's the outcast. He's not allowed in, and these other people are all delegates. I'll just see if I can get a Vox Populi. Hello there. How are you? Would anyone like to say a few words for HPANWO TV? Is that all right? Would any of you like to say a few words? No. All right. Would you like to say a few words for HPANWO TV?
Yes, I will.
All right. Hello there. Can you tell me your name, please?
Alien Bill.
Alien Bill. And why have you come to the UFO, Paranormal and UFO, the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference?
To educate humanity about the visitors.
That's a good reason. Yeah. That's a good reason. And you've been to the Exopolitics Conference too, haven't you?
Yes, we have. Well, I met you, young Ben.
That's right. Yes, we did.
Last year in Leeds.
It was brilliant.
And you still look shocked.
I always look shocked. Would you like to say a few words for HPANWO TV? No? Okay, no problem. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a good time.
It's going to be a great day for folk.
I think it is. I think it's going to be great fun, and everyone looks really happy. And we're going to listen to some really interesting speakers, and of course, get together a bit.
And she'll have a chat with my good friend Barry Fitzgerald over there from Ireland. I went to the parking last night and saw my visitors and filmed them on camera.
I will do that. Yes, I will do that. Okay, Alien Bill, I will do that. Hello there, sir. What's your name?
Gary Knight.
Gary Knight. And Gary, I think I might know you on Facebook. Actually, you sound familiar. But of course, I see you in the flesh. It's different. So, what brings you to the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference?
Always been interested in the paranormal. Used to run ghost tours. Experienced a few strange things. Very interested in legends of Scotland. So yeah, just
there's no shortage of those in Scotland. I mean, Scotland is reputed to be the most paranormal and UFO-ridden country on Earth.
Is that right?
For its size, it's got more sightings and strange phenomena anywhere else per head and per square mile anywhere else on the world. So you're in the right place.
I know most of the castles have got green ladies, white ladies, grey ladies, black ladies, blue ladies, you know.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, I hope you enjoy the event.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to HPANWO Radio, you'll recognise the lady I'm about to speak to, and you've heard her, but now you're going to see her. It's Charmaine Fraser. Hi, Charmaine. Now you're here to do. Is it your first ever
It's my first
live
ever
show?
Public talk on the British Wildman. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, the British Wildman, we know about the wild men like Bigfoot and Yeti, but this is British?
This is the UK Wildman. Yes, our very own British Bigfoot.
Wow, yeah, so you think twice, but next time you go into the woods, you may... Yes. So, this would be very interesting to hear what you have to say about it, and I'm sure listeners, please do check out my interview with Charmaine Fraser on HPANWO Radio. You've done a few more radio interviews as well, I believe.
I have, yes. There's the ADX Files with Alison Dunlop, and there's the Truth Frequency Radio with Kev Baker.
Oh, brilliant! A great two great shows those are, yeah, aren't they? Okay, so we'll break a leg for your show later, and. Once you start, I'm sure you'll get into the swing of it, and you're definitely with a sympathetic audience. So,
well, I hope people enjoy it.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to HPANWO TV. See you later, guys. I'm on the Glasgow Underground. It's like the London Underground, but it's smaller. The trains are smaller. You see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Govan. Govan is a traditional area of Glasgow, and I came down here on the underground. As you've just seen, Glasgow has its own underground, the Glasgow subway, which take me all the way from the venue in the university under the River Clyde and into Govan. Govan is an area where there's docks and shipbuilding. There used to be shipbuilding here. It's not anymore, I don't think. But I've come here because of something that happened here, a very strange and very disturbing paranormal phenomenon. But first of all, I'll tell you about the morning, because it's now lunchtime, and basically we've got a little bit of a break now before the afternoon's proceedings. The first speaker was Roland Watson. Now, he gave us a basic history of Bigfoot, about who Bigfoot was. Oh, sorry, what big... What am I talking about? Not Bigfoot. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. The Loch Ness Monster. It wasn't Bigfoot, so I'm getting distracted here. The Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster was is a history. Give a history of the Loch Ness Monster from when it first began to the modern research into Nessie and who she is, and what might really lurk beneath the waters of Loch Ness. Nessie, of course, I mean, I'm based on the evidence, it does look like there is some kind of strange creature down there. And I don't know what exactly. I mean, it's probably some kind of fish. It's often portrayed as reptilian. Some people claim it's a dinosaur from the past that has survived to the present day. Deep in the waters of the loch, it was protected from whatever caused the mass extinction. And somehow it survived the ice age when Loch Ness was covered with ice. But in my opinion, there's something down there. It's probably, like I say, it's an unknown species of fish, probably a very large species of fish, maybe an eel. Jonathan Downes, the cryptozoologist, has speculated it might be some kind of eel, which I think is quite likely based on the witness descriptions of it being a kind of serpentine creature. But it's very interesting about how the Loch Ness really mystery emerged. Now, it really can be traced back to about the early 1930s. And skeptics will say, well, that's because that means it didn't really mean anything, because it's a modern phenomenon. It's basically a modern hoax, a modern phenomenon of mystery and legend that emerged in the 1930s. But it's probably more likely that people didn't really start visiting the Loch Ness in large numbers until about 1930, because that's when the first main roads were built into the area. Before that, there were no main roads giving people access to Loch Ness, and actually visiting the loch was a lot more difficult than it is today. Alistair Crowley quite famously lived there in Boleskine House. Well, I'm trying to get in the shade. It's actually turned out quite hot. It's quite warm now, actually. It's quite warm. So I'm going to get into the shade under these trees here. Now, so basically, I think there is something down there. Basically, now the second speaker was Alison Dunlop. Now, she's a good friend of mine, a fellow radio show host. I've been a guest on her show a couple of times. She's been a guest on mine, and she was talking about demons and demonic possession, and it was quite disturbing. And she talks about various types of demons that attack us from other dimensions, portrayed very famously in the film The Exorcist, which is based on many true events. In fact, the people who made The Exorcist actually did their homework. So she talked about incubus and succubus attacks, which are very often sexual in nature. The old hag syndrome, and the things like that. Now, I've actually had sleep paralysis, and I've encountered strange entities in my sleep when I'm sort of like not sleep, but when I'm. It's nice under here. I've encountered strange entities when I sort of wake up with this kind of sleep paralysis and I can't move. It happens to me quite regularly, actually. I get it about once a month. But a couple of times, twice I think, or 3 times, I've woken up and there's been some entity in the room with me. It looks like a man wearing a big black cowl, like the ring lords in Lord of the Rings. It doesn't harm me though. I mean, I'm lucky. It just seems to stare at me, or just seems to study me. It doesn't try to harm me, which is so other people encounter. They're violently assaulted by these creatures. Sometimes this thing tries to suffocate them. Sometimes it even sexually assaults them. This hasn't done that to me. the morning's gone well. I mean, the security situation hasn't been a problem. I've basically been, my job as steward has been basically just to escort people to their seats, escort them back again, things like that, to let people, if people turn up late and it's all dark inside and the speaker's on, I just show them to their seats. There's no fuss, there's no faffing around with people finding seats when the speaker's there. Things like that. I got a bit thirsty, I had to have a drink. But it's nice to be involved, it's nice to be doing something, not just being a delegate. So I'm quite pleased to be involved. Now, the reason I've come here to Govan, I've got an hour for lunch and I've got to be back by 1:20, so I won't. I'll do this as quick as I can. I think there's the sun gone in. Yeah, the sun's in at the moment, so I'll just take a little walk along here. Because this is basically the walk I'm doing now is basically repeating the actions of somebody who's involved in a very, very disturbing and worrying paranormal phenomenon quite a long time ago. Now, this is Govan Road in Govan. Now, I don't know exactly where this phenomenon where this incident took place, because Govan Road is very long. It's about a mile long. It goes all the way through this part of Glasgow. But the incident happened in 1966. Now, it happened on the 1st of January 1966, to be precise. Now, first I'll tell you a little bit about first footing. Now, first footing is a tradition in Scotland, and it's done. New Year in Scotland is a big thing. It's a much bigger thing than it is in England and Wales or anywhere else. There's a New Year's Eve is called Hogmanay, and there's massive parties. The pipers play in Edinburgh and things like that. And one of the things that you do is first footing. Now, first footing is almost like it's like a street party where people just wander around the streets. They invite strangers into their homes. Everyone has a little bit of the old scotch and whatever else they drink. And traditionally, if you've got dark hair, if you've got the darkest hair in your family, you have to come home and carry a piece of coal with you. That's one of the legends of first footing. On the 1st of January 1966, a young man called Alex Cleghorn was walking along this road with some friends, first footing. And a group of people, some of his family, I think they might have been his brothers or sisters there, and also walking somewhere along this road. Let's cross over here. And he suddenly disappeared. What I mean by that is they just looked around, and he was suddenly gone. They just suddenly realised he wasn't with them. And I'm not that anyone actually saw him vanish into thin air. That's not what was reported. But they just suddenly, just one moment he was there, and the next they looked around and he wasn't there. And he's never been seen since. Now, the police were very suspicious about this. Now, this is why you can't say this is any kind of prank. Firstly, because Alex never came back. Was his name Alec? Sorry, I should have made notes before I came. It's either Alec or Alex. It's not only did they not make notes. I'm sorry, not getting confused again. Not only did he never come back, but as with Travis Walton, these people who were with him, his friends and family, were accused of maybe doing something to him. Travis Walton's friends, of course, were accused of suspected of murdering Travis and hiding the body, and then making up the story that Travis Walton had been abducted by an extraterrestrial craft. So again, if it's a prank, maybe it goes too far and they come clean. The same thing happened. The police were very suspicious. They thought they might have killed Alex and dumped his body in the nearby River Clyde. But it appears that's not the case, and the family, a few years later, the family actually repeated the same journey along this road in the hope that somehow Alex would reappear, but he never has. He's never been seen again. Which makes me wonder, what happened to Alex Cleghorn? Where is he? So people can't just vanish into thin air? But he did. So, did he get somehow beamed up? Like it's almost like Star Trek beaming him up. Beam me up, Scotty. Did he Is that what happened to him? In which case, where did he go? Was he taken by an extraterrestrial craft? Did he go through a time slip or dimensional shift? Does he suddenly find himself in another world, all alone without anyone he knows? Or maybe he did go into another dimension in which it's exactly the same as the one he left, and perhaps he's in that other world, he's alive to this day, living the life he always thought he would live, and hasn't noticed anything different. And it's only his family in our world, in our dimension, that is actually missing him. It's as if the ground just swallowed him up. I wonder if has this happened to other people? Has this happened to me? Have I somehow vanished at some point and there are people in some other dimension going, "Where's Ben? He's just gone. We never seen him again, oh my God." Someone would be going, "Thank God that bastard's, that fat bald ex-hospital porter's gone. I always hated him." Someone would be saying that. Let's go and have a look at, I think that's the river over there. Let's go and have a look. Let's have a look at the River Clyde. Was it in the other direction? I think. Maybe that's the river, yeah. So, yes, get a nice view over there over the city. There's the River Clyde, yeah. Get a nice view over the city of Glasgow there. And that is the tower. That tower there is where the venue is. That thing I said looked like Hogwarts. That's part of the university where the venue is. And there's some modern buildings. Yes, the Glasgow exhibition. Looks like a Dubai metro station. And there's some more things along there. So, poor old Alex Cleghorn, what happened to him? Oh. But that's just an example of what's one of the many things to do with Scotland, and the fact that Scotland is such a paranormal, supernatural place. And of course, as with all paranormal, supernatural, there was a malign element to it. And sometimes bad things happen to people as a result of supernatural experiences, including death and disappearance, permanent disappearance. Unless he suddenly shows up here now. That'd be interesting if Alex Cleghorn suddenly appeared now. That would be a HPANWO TV exclusive, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's somewhere along the Govan Road here where I am. Alex Cleghorn disappeared on the 1st of January 1966 and has never been seen again. Now, interdimensional effects are also another part of what you often find with Scotland. Scotland, as I've explained, is the most paranormal place in the world. Of all the countries of the earth, this is the most paranormal country. It's the country where you get the most UFO sightings per head of the population and per square mile. Scotland is a small country. It's the greatest concentration of paranormal phenomena. Now, I don't know how many of you listen to HPANWO radio, but if you do, please listen to my interview with Andrew Hennessy. It's very, very interesting indeed. Andrew is he's a musician, he's a ceilidh caller, as they call them here, where in traditional Scottish dances. And he's also a paranormal investigator. And I did a very interesting interview with him, and we talked about this. Andrew comes from near Edinburgh, and he's had lots of UFO experiences, things like that. Fascinating chap. Now, one of the things we talked about was a very, very interesting, strange case, which may well be a case of interdimensional shift or dimensional shifting within Scotland. Now, I mean, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. If you haven't seen it, it's an absolutely hilarious film. It's a brilliant Monty Python comedy. And there's one scene where they meet and encounter a man-eating rabbit, a cute little white rabbit, which looks like it couldn't hurt a fly, but it is incredibly fierce, and it attacks humans and bites their heads off, literally bites their heads off. And now this was filmed outside a cave. What happened was the Monty Python crew, they found a cave in Perthshire, not far from Perth, which they thought would be perfect. So they moved the entire crew up to Scotland when they were filming this film. I think it was in the mid-1970s this was. And they filmed the scene, and the film was released and everyone loved it. And of course fans of the film were writing in saying, "Where was that filmed? I want to go and visit the place. I want to go and visit that cave where it was filmed, where the man-eating rabbit was. And guess what? And so they looked into it, John Cleese and Michael Palin and the other guys. They looked into it and they said, and they went to try and find it, because it shouldn't be hard to find. I mean, it was a very remote area. They had to like build a little pathway to carry all their equipment, the cameras and lights and everything. And then amazingly, they couldn't find it. They couldn't find this cave, and they haven't ever find it to this day. And the fans of the Monty Python, it's one of the big mystery. If you're among fans of Monty Python's, where is the cave with the man-eating rabbit? The cave of Caerbannog, as it's called. Where is the cave of Caerbannog? And people have been scouring the area around where this is supposed to have been in Perthshire since mid-1970s, and they've never been able to find this cave. So, did it shift? Did it move to another dimension? That's the question. Did this cave, or was it all part of the land that was there, shift to another world, another dimension? That's the question. In which case, it's a good job none of them were filming at the time, or they'd have vanished too, like Alex Cleghorn. This is one of the many mysteries of Scotland that we're discussing at the Paranormal Festival. Anyway, right, I'm going to now head back to the Glasgow subway, and I'm going to catch my underground train back to the venue. So let's get back there, because I've only got a little bit of time now. See ya.
I've nothing to hear.
Now, one thing I've got to remember, this is a bit. I've just added this on since I got back from Govan, but there's also the traditional Scottish story of Brigadoon, which was made into a famous poem. I think it was an epic poem or story about a village that disappears. And I'm thinking, wow, isn't that just like the cave that disappears? So maybe this sort of thing is quite a regular event in Scotland, and things disappear all the time, and maybe some people with them, like we've just been discussing. So I'm interested in it. I'll have to look a bit more into the origins of the legend of Brigadoon. Right, now I'm here with Heidi Neal. Now, you're a delegate at this conference, and what's that say? TTFN, what's that stand for?
Half an hour.
Oh, right.
It's my little thing.
And that's your facebook.com
That's
for
my,
Heidi
all
Neal.
my contact.
And there's your contact details. So people, you don't have to ask you. They just say, look, it's on. It's
Well,
just look. You don't have to.
Well, the last time when I went to Gary's talk in Clacton with Derek Savory, I was filming and people kept coming up to me saying, where you post this, what does it do? So I got home and I thought, well, let's get some cards.
Fair enough, yeah, good idea.
And I've handed out a lot actually, because they've seen me setting it up, so it's going to pay off anyway. So that's the story to that. It's not much of a story really.
So what brings you to the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference?
Well, primarily the Rendlesham rabbit hole. But I was into paranormal long before UFOs. I skywatch generally anyway, cloud watch, storm watch.
So you'll be seeing, you're looking forward to hearing Peter Robbins at the end?
Of course I am, yes.
Oh, great, yeah, that's brilliant.
Actually, yeah.
That's great.
And I love the people, they're just lovely people. Sorry, you are all lovely people.
Oh, yeah, well, actually, I come for the same sort of reasons, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiberius Kirk is hello, Tiberius Kirk, he's here too.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I bet.
Doing a show for him today.
Yeah, Tiberius and I are sort of on the staff here, you know, so it's been a sort of working holiday for us, but I'm glad to be involved actually, and it's fun to be involved with these things, because it's like, I feel like I'm doing something really important, so that's really, really glad. But it's getting a bit easier, my job as steward now, because everyone's here. It's basically, the only problem was when people turned up late and couldn't get in. But Heidi, thanks very much for commenting, and Tiberius too.
Nice finally to meet you personally, eh?
Yeah, because you've got a YouTube channel, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
That's not on. You haven't got YouTube. Oh, you have got a YouTube channel on there.
I should have probably put that bit bigger, but...
Tita Tata for now.
Half an hour.
Because I'm like, I wonder what TTFN stood for.
I was just making
So it might be something rude.
And it's just that at the end of every video, I go, is it half an hour? So someone said TTFN, and I was like,
Yeah.
good little catchphrase.
You got some videos of thunderstorms and things like that on there.
I've got all sorts on my
And
channel.
very, very most interesting of all, you've done some filming at the Rendlesham Forest.
Yes.
And you record yourself like I did,
Yes.
going around the Rendlesham Forest.
And
Now,
what fascinated me about that in hindsight is a lot of friends that are into the same thing obviously have said to me, yours appears to be the only video at the moment of someone walking around documenting it, which I found bizarre, to be honest with you.
it's not true.
Is it?
No.
Well,
But,
well, I've seen a couple, obviously, but you think there'd be a lot more with all the hype about the place.
yeah, well, there's
And
me,
it's
there's mine.
beautiful. I'm sorry, yes, I'm sorry, there's yours.
Thank you.
I do apologise.
No, but
But
you're
you
right, there's
think
only a
there's
couple,
more?
there's only a couple, you're right.
You think there'd be more?
Well,
Because
yeah,
it's a beautiful place
It
regardless.
is.
It's a fantastic
and it's
magical
very
place.
spooky. And Derek, and as you know, because you our mutual friend Derek Savoury,
Very savoury, bless his heart.
he found out that what happened to Larry and the others.
Yeah.
It's just one of many, many strange things that have happened in those woods.
Oh, it's a captivating place,
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt. And I felt stuff. There is a presence there of,
Yeah.
be it whatever you want to call it. There's something I've felt.
Definitely,
there.
yeah. And then, thanks to you, it was very interesting because there seemed to be a lot of aircraft
Right,
activity.
that's right,
a
yeah.
couple of weeks. Seems to have died down now. So whatever it was, it seems to have gone. But there was a lot of strange aircraft
Yeah.
activity over the north of England and Scotland and some areas
Yeah.
of northern England.
Which I didn't even put two and two together until you said
Hmm.
at the beginning of my video. And then, of course, it was coinciding with things being scrambled, etc., and covered
Hmm.
up. Well,
Yeah, well, there was a cover story, which was
Yeah.
a rather silly cover story about
plane going under the radar or off.
an Air
grid or
France
something.
plane, an Air France airliner, went missing, and it just sort of like navigation and radio failed.
That's it, yeah.
And it was sort of like got lost. So they sent up these jets. Since 9/11, we can't take any chances. So they sent up these jets to intercept
And
it.
then the BBC reported it before it happened. The Sonic Boom.
Yeah, and what's more, who was on that? Who was on that
BBC,
plane? Have you seen anyone on that plane being interviewed on the news?
No.
Have you seen any of them posting on Facebook or something? I was on that plane, and here's my YouTube video of the jet, the Typhoon jet accompanying us. You don't see this every day. I was coming back from my lovely weekend in Paris, and suddenly this Typhoon jet appeared beside the plane. Here it is. Here's my video. See, in this day and age, you get all that kind of thing. There's nothing. Nothing at all. No hashtag I was on that jet. Nothing like that.
And there's me flying up here yesterday praying. I was doing my little mantra. Come on, guys, come and say hello. Holding the video camera at the clouds. Nothing.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Yeah. But I appreciate you gathering that evidence. It was very important.
Yeah.
Very
And I
important
will
indeed.
continue. I'm going to go back on my own, even
Yeah.
if it's on my own camping. Well, not on my own because I'm too much of it.
Oh. Well, thank you very much, Heidi, and hope you continue to enjoy this conference.
I shall indeed.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Peter Robbins. He's a good friend of mine. I don't see him very often, and he's here in Scotland. Hi. And he's been on HPANWO radio a couple of times, as you'll know him from there. Now, you've got some interesting things on your little stall here. First of all, your book, which you co-wrote with Larry Warren, Left at East Gate. Quite amazing. That's an amazing piece of writing, isn't it?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Always be proud of that. And I wish there had been no need for any follow-up books on the subject. There
Yes.
was.
There is this one, Halt in Woodbridge. This is your latest title.
Yeah.
I always say, don't piss off Peter Robbins, because if you do, he'll write a book about you.
No. Please, no more.
So,
I'm a nice guy.
he is really.
But yeah, actually somebody pulled that thing online a few weeks ago. Almost word for word, don't piss off Peter, he'll write a book about you. No. Most people that piss me off don't deserve having a book written about them.
Yeah.
And there are better ways to spend one's time. But I am proud of this book.
An Air Force Colonel's 30-year fight to silence authentic UFO whistleblower.
Sort of, you think you're starting to read a title about something else, and it also has at least a double entendre. Halt in Woodbridge and Halt
Yes.
in Woodbridge. And actually a triple entendre. Many people don't know, possibly even Tino doesn't know. However, I make it up as I go along. However, Charles Halt's home for over 25 years has been Woodbridge, Virginia.
Oh, right.
You can't make this up.
That is interesting.
Make it up. I take it back.
He must have been amused when he got a posting. So they get this is an interesting book. This is
man.
There's this book here, $14.95 US, and this one is how much is that one? It's this. It
That's
depends.
$1,000 US.
It is. Yeah. So
But at the current rate, pound's looking pretty bad, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But yeah, so pick up copies of those, but you've got some more things here now. You've got some posters. And this is interesting.
Thing, of course, is the Travis Walton documentary that I was honored to be an associate producer on. And as of right now, it is still being finalized, but even in its incomplete state, it has won, I believe, 12 Film Festival Awards. It's just a point we're very proud of it.
documentary, isn't
It really is. It's a knockout.
Feel free to pause and read,
shall.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, Travis.
And let's remember to let your listeners know that Travis will be here in the UK in September.
That's right. On Firth.
UFO Truth magazine.
And I know you guys will show him a good time.
Oh yeah. We're looking forward to that. And yep, so Peter here has been very, very busy, and he's here in Scotland. You're going to be speaking. I think you're our last speaker of the evening. Yeah.
Hopefully everybody will leave before then, but if anybody is left, I will inflict my talk on them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is I was personally involved with this. I remember.
You sure were, and so were you.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Kinda.
And, yeah, and if you go to the video section of this channel, and you'll see the videos, especially the main one and what the follow-up one, which is all about that. It was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it, Pete? It was a bit of a mess. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that had been the only controversy in ufology, but unfortunately it's not. But Peter Robbins, I look forward to hearing your lecture later.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I will look forward to. You're looking forward to it, and I look forward to seeing you in your New York City cap in future.
Oh yes, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I've got that safely stored away. Yeah. I'm coming out to get another bit of breath of fresh air. As you just heard, a round of applause. Gordon Rutter has just started. There's the old security guards there. Just watching out for that vicious mad axe murderer, Larry Warren. And we've had Malcolm Robinson talking about poltergeist. It was very interesting indeed. Malcolm was talks about there's various different poltergeist things. It's a big subject, but what they are, I don't know. But they're not the same as other ghosts. They're very often nothing is actually seen. Very often, just things are moved around. Things with strange writing appears. It's almost like there's someone invisible doing things. But also, you have things like sometimes other things are seen. Like you have, in the case of some cases, it's mixed with demonic possession and things like that, which is also a very, very big thing. I mean, the case of the Enfield poltergeist in North London it's very clear that it includes a case of demonic possession. Janet Hodgson, the young girl at the centre of it all, was demonically possessed at some point. Now the one after that, the speaker after that was someone, but the speaker I most look forward to seeing, and I think was the speaker I really wanted to see the most. That's Charmaine Fraser. Charmaine Fraser, who you saw in the Vox Populi. She was a guest on my show and did one of the most remarkable interviews about a subject that really blew my mind. Bigfoot. Of course, I'm familiar with Bigfoot. I'm very interested in Bigfoot. A creature that lives in various parts of the world, in large continental areas, usually remotely populated. But according to Charmaine, such things exist in more densely populated areas, including Great Britain. And it's an incredible thought that Bigfoot-like creatures might live right here, not far from where I am right now. And they live in wooded areas, and they've been seen by many, many people. And the evidence that you gather in places like North America and in the Himalayas, where Bigfoot and the Yeti live, have also been found here in Britain. I'll never ever walk through the woods and see in the same way that I ever used to, I'll tell you, after listening to Charmaine. And there's other evidence. For instance, they leave marks and they leave signs, like wooden structures, like X-shaped structures. They make them out of tree branches and arches, and she thinks that means water. It's almost like they communicate with each other with symbols. We don't know how intelligent these things are, but we know that some animals can do things like this. So they're not necessarily like humans, but they could well be. They're obviously a type of ape. Maybe an ape from the past, which we thought was extinct, like Gigantopithecus. Because there were apes that walked upright, like humans, in the past. Many of them, and one of them, Lucy, became us. But at the time there were lots and lots of different apes, lots and lots of different apes indeed, and they did different, and they became. And only one of them turned into us, but it also other things like chimpanzees and gorillas and things like that. What if there's another branch of that family, of that class of that genus of animal, of that family of animals? That still exists unknown today. That's the question. I've just been listening to Gordon Rutter. Now he's talking about mushrooms, and it's really interesting because he talks. I learnt a lot. I mean, I've learnt a lot at this conference. I've had to come out before the end. I can't take it all in. More than any other conference I've been to, there's been this abundance of information that I find perhaps a bit too much to absorb. But he's mentioned so many things about mushrooms. The things about mushrooms are unbelievable. About how many different types they are and how strange they are. Like how weird they are and stuff like that. And I can't take it all in. Hi Kev, how's it going?
I'm good, man, I'm good.
Do you want to be on HPANWO TV?
Only if I can go there, man.
Yeah, it's just Kev Baker, the Kev Baker Show on Truth Frequency Radio, and I've just met him for the first time. I know him really well. I've talked to him, communicated with him, and I finally met him.
He's one of our favourite guests.
Oh, thank you.
Go, man.
That is like one of the things about the modern age. You can meet people and have relationships with them, and they could be, you maybe never even meet them. It's really weird. But yeah, I do recommend Kev's show. You saw Johnny Whistles earlier. He's the co-host of Kev's show.
So you enjoyed this one, Ben?
Yeah, this is if anything, like there's just too much information to take in. But something like I've learned all this stuff about mushrooms, and I can't absorb it. I know a little bit about the hallucinogenic ones and that, but there's so much more to it. I mean,
I know, that's why I came out for a smoke.
There's mushrooms that look like. Look like pizzas, or they have substance comes out of them looks like blood. There's mushrooms that are deadly poisonous. They look normal, but they actually can kill you. They will kill you if you eat them. There's all kinds of like legends associated with them, and fairy rings and stuff like that. And I can't. There's so much about them. But he's fascinating chap, Gordon Rutter. I mean, he's really, really interesting chap. So, the last speech is going to be the most interesting of all somehow, I think, because there's a bit of controversy associated with it. I'll tell you more about that later, but it's what I've been talking about earlier. Right, it's the end of the conference now. The last speaker was Peter Robbins, telling us his story about Larry Warren and left at Eastgate, and it's an amazing day. And these people are now making their way back to their normal lives. There's Gary there, Mr. UFO Truth magazine, and I've got to do the same. But it's been quite something. I mean, people have enjoyed themselves. They've had fun. There was a little recorded message from Larry just before Peter came on duty, and that has really made a lot of difference because Peter did his speech, but Larry couldn't be here, and I'll explain more about that in a little while. But that's a real shame. That was a little bit of that's the only downer was that, but it hasn't spoiled things. The show must go on. The show has gone on. I want to thank everyone who organised this, especially Alison Dunlop, who really she's not organised many conferences before, and she really has jumped in the deep end because this has been a really difficult one. Hello.
You don't have Larry's phone number, do you?
I don't, I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry, no. And Malcolm Robinson are on holiday as well. Everyone at this Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference. It's been fantastic. And now, I think we're going to go to the pub. Hello there. I'm now on my way home. I'm sorry I didn't do any filming after the conference yesterday. I just didn't have time. But after Charmaine Fraser, that was it. We had Peter Robbins, and then there was just too much going on. So I'm now on my way home. In fact, I'm just gone past Liverpool. We've dropped Larry off and his family. Larry and his family were with us, and we just get them home. Now I'm going home. And the end. It was a brilliant conference. Marred by some trouble, which I'll talk about in a minute. But basically, the last speaker was Peter Robbins, who basically he gave his usual introduction to the Rendlesham Forest incident from his perspective and from Larry's perspective. and unfortunately he didn't get the chance to complete his speech, and this was a great shame. But the conference schedule ran overdue, and unfortunately Peter being the last speaker, unfortunately he drew the short straw, and they cut the speech short, which I think maybe they shouldn't have done that, and they should have just made sure that all the speakers finished on time. I mean, Councillor Buchanan was the Master of Ceremonies, as I explained before, and he did a good job, but you know, sometimes you have to get up on stage and drag people off by the scruff of their necks, like Gary Heseltine does. So next time I have to get Gary to do Master of Ceremonies. But Peter did a good job. He did what he could, and he plugged his videos, and he's got these DVDs and he's got his books, and I'll tell you more about those in a little while. So I'm going to do a souvenir section of this film. But this really the original idea was it was to do a double act. There would be two final speakers, Larry Warren and Peter Robbins, the two authors of Left at Eastgate. Left at Eastgate is the best-selling book, and I think the most important book ever written about the Rendlesham Forest incident. It's now in its third edition. It's a paperback 2005 edition with a lot of updates. And the last time Larry and Peter appeared on stage together was over 10 years ago. So this was a real exclusive for the Scottish UFO and Paranormal Conference, but it never happened. And this is the tragedy of this particular conference. It didn't spoil it for most people. I mean, I think everyone enjoyed it, which is a good thing. But there was this shadow hanging over it, which everyone it did put a dampener on things a bit. Larry did manage to appear. Tiberius Curtino, he did a recording with Larry, a little brief 5-minute clip, which Larry was very good. Larry was very dignified and very professional, and he just gave an announcement to the audience, and he got almost virtually a standing ovation from the audience when this was played to them. But Larry could not be there, and I mentioned this earlier. Larry was not there. He was actually barred from the university premises. Now, what happened? It was a long story, but this was why I was working as a steward, because they needed a lot of people basically to handle the security issues associated with this conference, which were very unusual and very extreme compared to those of most other conferences. What happened? This is ridiculous and very, very sad, and I think this is a very disreputable era, a very disreputable incident within ufology. Very disreputable indeed. Larry had a personal issue with another person within ufology, a woman who he lived with for a while. Not as a couple, but she was a housemate of his for a while, and he had a personal dispute with her, which led to her saying a lot of very nasty things about Larry. And Larry being Larry, you know, he doesn't suffer fools gladly, and he doesn't take that kind of thing lying down. He defended himself the way Larry does, and he quite rightly was very upset about this. And the woman who was attacking Larry, then, who claims to be a ufologist and an experiencer, then did something I think is extremely wrong and extremely malicious. She tried to sabotage the entire event, which makes me feel very sad. And it made Larry feel extremely pissed off indeed, as he should be. Now, basically, she made it aware that somebody had threatened her. Well, Larry hadn't actually threatened her, but the problem with the world we have nowadays, especially large institutions like universities, is they're terrified of being sued. They're obsessed with public safety. I mean, you've seen the protests on campuses about bloody Halloween, these other social justice warrior idiots. Well, it's everywhere now, and Larry made some postings saying about how angry he was and how determined he was to defend himself and his family from anyone who might harm them. This was deliberately, I was going to say misinterpreted, it was deliberately distorted by Larry's antagonist, and a report was made not by her, but by one of her cronies to the university. As a result, the university said that Larry Warren was banned from the premises like he was some kind of serial killer or something. And they even posted security guards. They posted 4 security guards to the event, and they charged the organisers of the conference for this additional security. And Larry was basically, Larry was standing like, you saw the film earlier of the security guards, earlier in the movie, where at the beginning, where I showed you the security guard standing by the gate, and Larry by Tino's car, looking really dejected. Outcast, a speaker from the conference, outcast from the conference. And this really was enormously distressing for Larry, and also for the organisers of the conference, who really didn't want this. Of course they didn't want it. They were very much looking forward to having Larry and Peter on stage together, doing their spiel in front of the audience. This is not what you expect from, well, not what I hope to gather from the ufological community. And I mean, I'm not so naive to think that this sort of thing wouldn't happen. I mean, goodness knows, you've seen my Colonel Holt video, haven't you, in Rendlesham? You know the trouble that happened with me after that David Bryant decided to complain and stuff like that, and John Hansen is now, I don't think he's speaking to me now. And this sort of thing does happen, and it's pathetic. It is pathetic, and it's damaging. This woman and her friends have committed an act of vandalism against ufology, simply to settle a personal score. If someone has a personal issue with me, you know what I'm like. Come to me and sort it out face to face. For goodness sake, don't go sabotaging events. Don't go phoning up events and just spreading lies about people and twisting facts and twisting words in order to try and ruin things for the audience, for the people who paid a lot of money and travelled a long way. I mean, Tino and I have travelled, 500 miles for this. It's really the wrong, it makes me depressed. It's almost like the Benowitz affair, this, the way this makes me feel. It really does. Anyway, that's why there was all this fuss. That's why there was this dampener put on things. But the good news is, I mean, it did not sabotage the conference. This woman and her cronies have been attacking Larry Warren and have failed. Because I think they just wanted to ruin it for everyone, and they didn't. Everyone loved it. The conference was sold out. I mean, every seat was full. And the speakers were brilliant. And I mean, when Larry came on his screen, there was a massive show of solidarity with him from the other people in the audience, because everyone in the audience knew what was happening. It's been all over Facebook for the last couple of months. Everyone knew what was happening, and they cheered him, and they were I just accidentally opened the window, and they were really, really full of solidarity with Larry, and so am I. I really want to say thank you to everyone who organised this. Say thanks to the organiser, to Malcolm Robinson, and to Ron Halliday, and Alison Dunlop. Now, Alison Dunlop, I think, deserves a special award, because she's very much been the one who's been fielding this issue of all the organisational team. She's been the one who's had to deal with this the most. She's quite new on the paranormal scene. This is I think the second conference she's ever organised. And goodness me, she's been thrown in the deep end. She really has. Poor Alison, but she coped with it enormously well, and I think she's going to be very, very relieved that this is over. And if ever they give medals for ufologists, they should give her one, I'll tell you. And check out the ADX Files, her radio show, if you really want a really, really good show. She does, and she did a brilliant speech at the conference, as I explained in my reportage about demons, demonic possession, and things like that. Well, it's been quite a weekend. I'm pretty much exhausted, actually. I'll be glad to get home, because, well, there's some issues at home I need to deal with, and I don't want to be too far away. So I'll be quite glad to get home. But God, it's been a good weekend. It's been fun. It has been fun. It's been enjoyable, and we've had a lovely journey with Larry and Tino and the family. It's been great fun. We've been stopping at the service stations and having a laugh and enjoying the view, which I showed you. It's a beautiful drive, and now the weather's, as you can see now, the weather is pretty lousy. We're just leaving Liverpool now, heading towards Birmingham. I'm going to catch a train for the last part of the journey, so I can get home a bit quicker. And well, there's just the souvenirs to do now. Okay, I'm just going to go through the souvenirs now. I'll start off with this bag because this is actually a bag. Check, I've got it in the viewfinder, all right. This is actually a bag that was given to me by Tiberius Kurt because he's having a big clear out at the moment, and he's got a lot of T-shirts. He doesn't want any more, so he's given them to me, and I need some new ones. So let's see, what have we here? I hope you can see this. Chemtrails. If you don't alert the masses, who will? Yeah, good one. Chemtrails. Right, that'd be a good one. These are special anti-New World Order, paranormal, conspiratorial, and UFO T-shirts. This is, what have we here? The UFO identification charge, U.S. Air Force weather balloon. Can you see that? Let's check. Yeah, you can. Yeah, UFO. It's Batman's aircraft. Starship Enterprise weather balloon. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one. Right. What have we here? It's the Godfather. Is it the Godfather? No, the New World Order. Made to look like the Godfather. Yeah, it's like the Terra Nostra from Blake Seven. You know, the organised crime is part of the Illuminati and all that sort of thing. That's interesting. Oh, it's a white one. It's a white one. What's this? Same shit, different logo. Yeah, yes, very good. Hail Obama. We've got here another black one. Let's have a look. "9/11 was an inside job." Yes, yes, it certainly was. 1984 was not supposed to be an instruction manual. Yeah, well, it was. I think it was, although I think George Orwell was actually alerting us to that. Oh, that's all the T-shirts. Oh, that's. Oh, I've got some cards here. Yeah, that is Heidi Neal's cards. TTFN stands for Tata for now, and she publicises her. She won't mind me publicising that. That's her YouTube channel, and that's her on Selenophilia on Twitter. I think Selenophilia means lover of the moon, and Facebook.com Heidi Neal. Kate Thorvaldsen. I think she'd be a good Miles. If Miles Johnson is watching, I think he should actually. I think she'd be a good person to have at the conference. I think. Right, at the one of the bases conference. Right. I'll just put these T-shirts back for now. I just don't want to get them lost because I don't have a lot of space in this room. I just want to keep these all in one place. I'm going to give them a good. I'll give them a good wash first, and I'll. Here we are. I met that lady Kate. I met her actually. She was there. She's from Sweden. She's a very interesting lady. Got to get her as a guest on HPANWO Radio as well. Now this is from Peter Robbins. Peter Robbins gave me a bag of goodies. He gave me a bag of all kinds of stuff because it was just a thank you for some of the things for what I've done to helping with the book and everything. So, oh God, open this up. I'm just going to rip it. Oh. Now what we got in here? Oh, hats. NYC, New York City. Yeah, NY, New York, New York. Yes. Thanks, Pete. That's great. And this is a copy of his book, Holt in Woodbridge. You know, do you remember my book about Colonel Holt comes to Rendlesham Forest? My book about my video about Colonel Holt and all the trouble that caused. Well, this is the end result. It's Peter Robbins' book, Holt in Woodbridge, an Air Force Colonel's 30-year fight to silence an authentic UFO whistleblower. There it is. Brilliant stuff. Yes, it's got reviewed by Nick Redfern, Bud Hopkins, Timothy Good. Yes. So that should be really, really good. That's good. Yeah. And this is not from Peter. This someone else gave me a book, corroborating evidence, UFO investigations of the Millennium by James Welsh. I met James Welsh. Introduction by Ron Halliday. He was there. Scottish UFO author and investigator. Yeah, this is it's a 14-year investigation into a series of UFO sightings that took place in December 1999 in Glasgow, Scotland. Yeah. Oh yeah. So this will be good. This will be a bloody good book. I really enjoy reading that. Yeah. Oh, I've got some other things here. Look, I've got some things that Peter's wrapped up. So look, just Peel off the paper. 1 second. Oh, what's this? Oh, yo-yo! It's an alien yo-yo. Oh, isn't that oh, lovely. Thank you, Peter. It's an alien yo-yo. I love these. Oh, yeah. Oh, these are great. These are, yeah. They're great fun. An alien yo-yo. Let's not lose the string. And, oh, there's something else here. Oh, what's this? Wonder what it is, wonder what it is. Oh, Peter. I've got an interview. You saw the interview with Peter, I take it, in the video. If you haven't watched it, just scroll back a little bit. What's this? Alien 8. Alien, haha. What's this? Oh, it's a little... I think it's a mug warmer. It's a mug warmer of some kind. You know those mug warmer things? Yeah, oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, Peter. Thanks very much for that. That was really, really good. That was great fun. And if I haven't already said it, thank you, HPANWO TV viewers, for watching. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.